It's Friday, February 14th, just following up on the SPY. You can see here after buying calls on this red to green move, it paused a little bit and now we're heading up pretty strongly towards the highs of the day, which was, anticipated a little bit after kind of failing to move down, taking out the intraday low 1, 2, 3 times and then having a big green reversal bar well above the midpoint of the prior day. So the bias is always up. Seem to want to take out a little liquidity down here. Now we're working towards the highs of the day. So the options that I bought are moving up nicely. I bought the 600 calls at 1098. They're asking 1187 right now. And, you can treat this all at no risk, either break even at the worst. If anything should fail, you can scale out, set up an orders trade. You can kind of see if we kind of hit our target up here and see what happens if we do. So, nice follow through here, buying the call options on this red to green move, and we are following through higher. So I wanted to point that out. In the bigger picture, again, I've been discussing this on previous SPY videos that we've had this megaphone on the weekly chart. We've made higher highs, lower lows, higher highs, and then, it's possible you can come back down and make lower lows, although this big green bar seemed to, be a deterrent to that. And, for the last few weeks, these few weeks, we've gapped down and then immediately brought in buying, This week, we started lower and then came back to the open to turn the weekly continuity to the upside. So to me, in the big picture, this just looks like it's consolidating after making all-time highs. It just, it's a key inflection point. It's just consolidating at the top of the range. And now after a few weeks of, digestion, it seems to be wanting to break out to a whole new broadening, formation back to the upside until proven otherwise. So that's what I'm keying on going forward, bias to the upside. The way this fails and maybe comes all the way back down, number one, next week we could get some kind of gap down and a 2 down week. I'm not expecting it, but if that's what price wants to do, it can do it. Or if we're going to close green here, which it looks like we're going to do on a Friday, we'll probably, follow through a little bit higher, and we'll see if we hold the midpoint of that bar and just go up, up, up. We'll see how many weeks it wants to do that. If we just head up and take out that high and then come back through the midpoint, that could be the sign of a failure near the high. So those are the two failure signs I'm looking for. Other than that, we're heading up, and after this consolidation near the highs of the all-time highs for a few weeks, we have built up some energy to really extend this much further if it wants to do that. So that's kind of the bias in the big picture. Today, again, good opportunity to buy some calls here on this. Once you were watching price action all day, this green bar to me represented a good opportunity, and now you can see we're following through, and we'll see if we get to that target highs of the day. We'll see what happens here. The end of a week on a Friday, it gets tricky to know what things happen. For all I know, we could pause here and have a big red bar all the way down. I mean, you just got to judge price action, but at least you got that immediate follow through buying the calls here. That's all you want, for a winning trade, and then you can manage the trade however you want to manage it, knowing the target here until proven otherwise, and watching 15-minute price action. So we'll see how the day ends. Here on the daily chart, we're certainly extending after the big green bar yesterday. With the weekly chart, you're anticipating closing green and following through a little, either a lot or a little bit higher into next week. And we know what the failure must look like if we're going to, eventually go lower. But until this weekly chart fails, I'm biased to the upside.